Hi, I'm Paul, and I have been in the motor industry now for approaching 38 years. I've particularly been involved in tuning and remapping for the last 22 years, and during that time I've pretty much used all of the tools on the market. It certainly feels that way. But one of my absolute go-to tuning tools has been the Alientech range. Big fan of the Alientech tools, very reliable, very stable. And so I'm absolutely delighted to have Joe and Charlie from Alientech UK with me today to talk us through the range of tools and just what they can offer the tuning industry. Guys, if I can ask you to introduce yourselves, please.
Thanks, Paul. My name's Joe Berry. I've been in the tuning industry for over 30 years myself, and I've been looking after the Alientech UK office since we launched it for coming up to 4.5 years.
I'm Charlie Davis. Again, I've been in the automotive industry for over 30 years against a huge product range, including like cars, bikes, ATV, marine, you name it. I've kind of touched it somewhere along the line over the last 30 years.
Great, thanks guys. Joe, I think it's fair to say I'm going to describe you as a bit of a legend. You're probably one of the only people I know that has been involved in tuning and remapping longer than I. How long have you actually been tuning and remapping again?
Thanks, Paul. I've been in the tuning world for over 33 years now, and I've used all of the different tools that are out there, so I've got a lot of knowledge and experience about them, and obviously I've brought that to the Alientech UK world so that I can deal with our product range, and I've got a good understanding of the competitive tools as well that are out there.
So if you can just give me a little bit of background of Alientech UK, who and what is Alientech UK and what are you guys offering?
So Alientech UK was set up specifically because of Brexit, really, so that we are the ears and the eyes on the ground in the UK, looking after the UK and the Ireland market. We're based at Silverstone, and we bring all the product into the country. We look after the headache of the import and the duties and make it very easy for our customer base.
Yeah, it's great. You've got people here who understand your business. You can give us a call. I think what's really important to understand is, we are the sole distributor for the UK marketplace. Alientech Italy actually have a big chunk of our business. So actually, we wear Alientech on our heart, on our sleeve, and we do what's best for you.
Okay, great. So people can actually physically come and see. You've got physical premises that people can actually come and visit you, shake your hand, look at the tools, and that's all done in the UK now. So before that would have been probably a flight over to Italy, I guess.
Absolutely. Come and see us at Silverstone. We're based on the business park at the home of the British Grand Prix, and we have stock of all the product there. We've got all the tools, all the accessories, and we welcome people to come and see us and have a cup of coffee, and we can walk them through the product, show them the KESS3, show them ECM Titanium, and come and see us. Okay,
that looks really great to know.
So as well as coming to see us at Silverstone, you can obviously come and see us at the Automechanica show at the NEC in Birmingham. That's on from the 3rd to 5th of June this year. So various options, come and see us and the product. But if that's a struggle for you, actually we've got an authorised dealer network around the country. So just give us a call and we can point you towards your local authorised dealer where they can demonstrate the product to you as well.
Okay, great. Let's just focus on, obviously, Alientech now, and it's quite a big range of tools. Now, when I first got involved in this, I was mainly dealing with the Alientech KESS V2, fantastic tool, absolutely. The coverage was huge. We had the K-tag as well for bench tuning, but quite a lot's changed now. Can you just talk me through the current range of Alientech tuning tools and software?
Yeah, of course. So, as you said, we had the KESS V2, which was our OBD tool, and the K-tag, which was the bench and boot tool. We launched the KESS3 in April 22, which is a culmination of over 30 years of development and technology from the old tools. The KESS3, the 3 standing for 3 modes of operation, which is OBD, bench and boot. So that covers everything and supersedes the old tools. We no longer sell those. They're still out there. We have many customers that are using them, and we still support them fully. But we also have a trade-in program where they can upgrade from the old tools into the KESS3 at a really super competitive price, because we're giving them huge discount on their existing tool. We don't need the old tools back. and they can go into a KESS3. So if you are out there and you've got those old tools, please do get in touch with us, because there are a lot of people that aren't aware of the trading policy, and we'd like to get you into a KESS3 and tell you how easy it is to do that.
Okay, great. So that's the KESS3, but there's much more to the range than that, isn't there? What other options are there that you can take from Alientech?
Yeah, we've got the ECM Titanium as well, which is our files editing software used by mainly the master tuners. This is used to develop the actual product, the files that our tool is used to install. It's a great bit of software where it basically gives you all of the main data tables and information that is needed to develop the files. There are other files editing suites out there, of course, but none that are so comprehensive in terms of the actual data that they provide for you to make the job easy for you. So it's great for entry-level files and doing a lot of the legwork for you.
Okay, great. So that's the main tool that you offer, the trade tool, if you like, the software that can go with it. And then you've got what I refer to as a home tuning tool, which I think is the Powergate 4.
That's right. So Powergate 4 is the retail tool or the end user tool. So it's something that a customer can actually use to install the map on their own car. The tool will read and program the vehicle, both on the engine management system and the gearbox control unit, so it can do performance tuning as well as gearbox tuning, and it will store the original data as well as up to 4 different modified files.
But I think the real advantage of a Powergate 4 from a dealer's point of view is your customer hasn't got to come to you to get his vehicle tuned, whether it's a car or a bike. So he could be 100 miles away, he might not have the time, he could be in another country. You can just send it to him and he can tune it on his driveway.
To a remap by post, by all accounts.
Absolutely, what a great way to expand your own market.
Very good, very interesting.
No geographical restrictions from the tuner's point of view.
Very, very interesting. Okay, great. So a moment ago, Joe, you mentioned for master tuners, they might like to look at the ECM software, but just to take that back a step, maybe not everyone's quite sure of what a master and a slave version, which of course is the other option. Can you just talk us what the differences are of the two tools?
Sure. So the master tool is used by tuning companies who are actually developing their own files. The data that's read with a master tool is saved in a raw binary format, which can be loaded into an editing suite, ECM Titanium, where they can actually work on the file and create their modified files, whether that be a standard performance file or a stage file with various other bits and pieces. The slave tool reads the data and saves it in an encrypted format. So the tool user can't actually do anything with that data. That is sent off to the master tuner, who have the unique algorithm to decode that so that they can do the work on the file and create the modified file.
Yeah, but I think what's really important to understand about, from a customer point of view, the difference between a slave and a master. With a slave tool is you're tied to a master, so you're actually tied to your file provider, and you can only purchase your files from that one business. With a master tool, you're actually free to go and buy your files from whoever you want. So it just gives you a bit more kind of freedom if you need to use maybe a kind of specialist somewhere for a specialist job. It shows you're just not tied, and just gives you maybe a little bit more flexibility.
We have a lot of master tool users who not only develop their own files, but then they will buy files from various different sources. So it may be that they are using a particular company for commercial files, and they may be using a different tuning company for cars and light commercials. So yeah, having a master tool does give you a degree of flexibility.
And I think importantly, probably about, again, having a slave tool is it's really important to find somebody who can give you the backup you need. They can get you your file within an hour or half an hour. You're not waiting around all day with a customer sat there waiting for his tune, and they've got that technical support and kind of backup, someone you can phone. Again, if you've got any questions, just give us a call. It's as simple as that. We've got a list of people who we can recommend.
Quick question just on the slave, if you don't mind, guys. So you've got an option, I believe, as a slave. If you wanted to start a slave, you can also upgrade to a master. And the other question on the back of that I'm going to ask is, what if you do buy a slave that's linked to somebody that maybe, you're not getting that service from? Can you move a slave tool from one provider to another?
Okay, firstly, on the slave, with upgrading to a master, one of the big benefits about having KESS3 tool, it's in the little black box, it's totally configurable to your business needs. So as your business changes, then the KESS3 can change to support you along that journey. So you can start with just like car OBD, you can add on boot bench, agri, marine, motorcycle.
So there's quite a range of upgrades you can do actually on the way.
So as your business grows, then you can invest more within your KESS3 and it will deliver more for you as time goes on.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so you can upgrade also from a slave to a master. I'm going to put a little caveat on that, Paul, is you do need permission from the dealer you purchase from, because your slave is actually managed by the person you bought it from. So you need their permission to upgrade it from a slave to a master. And again, coming back to your question about moving a slave, so okay, maybe you're not particularly happy with the service you're getting from your master. It is possible to move to another master. It's something actually as Alientech UK we don't charge for, but some dealers do make a charge for it, and that varies. Some dealers are fine, and some dealers just won't release you at all. So I think what's really important is actually do your due diligence with the person you're buying a slave from to understand exactly what you're getting into, what kind of contract. Sometimes, a dealer will do you a stonking deal on a package, but there might be a cost to that later on down the line. So what we'd recommend is just get something in writing. But again, you've got any problems, that's a benefit about us being here in the UK, based at Silverstone. Just give us a call and we can talk you through it.
Understood. So ask the questions up front, make sure you know what you're getting into.
Absolutely. So ask questions up front. And if you don't know what questions to ask, give us a call and we can advise you.
Very good.
But it's important to understand that the KESS3 is an online tool, so it can be configured online further down the line, as Charlie's just said. It can always be changed.
Now, I guess a lot of people that are first getting into this, because tuning is still growing, year on year, it seems to be bigger and bigger every year. If I'm new to this, what do I do for my training? How easy is the tool to use, and how do you help people get their first steps on the ladder, as it were?
Great question. Where to start? It can be a bit of a minefield out there with regards to training. To start off with, I'll just say give us a call and maybe we can just arrange a demo. And it's not convenient for you to come to Silverstone, we can point you in a direction of a local dealer. For training, we deliver training at Silverstone for ECM and how to use the tool. A lot of dealers do their own in-house training courses, which is well worth attending, and a lot of those are actually free of charge as well, if you just want an introduction.
So either way, it's not a case of my new KESS arrives in the post and I've got an instruction manual, I've got to go. There's hands-on support and people I can speak to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's support from us here based at Silverstone, but also support from your dealer. And again, it's about when you're going into, do your due diligence and ask for questions. What support are you going to get from your dealer? We also do a whole raft of online training courses as well. Whether it's something specific about the tune, whether it's about file writing, cars, bikes, trucks, agri. So again, there's a whole load of training courses there.
We have a ECM Titanium training course in March coming up, where we've got the head trainer from Trino, Italy, where our head office is, coming over to deliver the training. So we have, it's a 4-day course. Day one is an introduction into ECM Titanium with a deep dive into the actual operating software. Day 2 is advanced petrol tuning. Day 3 is advanced diesel tuning, and day 4 is a motorcycle bespoke training course. So we have that coming up at the end of March.
Okay, so it sounds like there's a lot of training and support to get you up and running. What about once you've got your tool? What does the support look like then? I mean, I've been tuning a long time, and I know sooner or later, you tune enough cars, something goes wrong. It could be a laptop that goes wrong. It just could be some sort of anomaly that something doesn't work as you should. How does the backup and support work once you're up and running with a tool?
So when you buy a KESS3, the Alientech product, we have a technical support team at Trino at the head office who are there to back everything up. We have a ticket system, a portal, where all of our tool users can go in and open a ticket, and they will get backup and support from the technical support guys in Italy, the guys who have developed the tool and obviously know the inside out of it, and you will be looked after by those guys.
So I certainly think, in your first instance, speak to your master. So that's what we call sort of basically level 0, level 1 support, of which 95% of the time your master dealer can resolve that for you. But as Joe said, we have got a dedicated support team. It's actually 9 people now. We've just expanded that, and they are dedicated to technical support. And reality is, not everything's fixable straight away. It's the nature of the beast. We're kind of reverse engineering the whole time. But generally they come back to you pretty quickly, or they may need to pass it further on to our R&D departments. It might take a little bit longer sometimes, depending on what the issue is.
But you're not on the own, and there's backup and support ready to help.
And ultimately, you can just give us a call, and we can point you in the right direction, or we can help you, or we can support you along the way.
Okay, good, great, guys. This is really, really fascinating stuff. Next question, I guess, for me is, you've only got to dive into the world of the internet these days, and you'll see lots of tuning tools out there. Some of them looking very, very professional, like the KESS3. Some of them, well, frankly, cheap bits of tat from places like Alibaba. What is the advantage of a KESS3, and what is different from it, other than some of the other offerings, which in some cases can be quite a lot cheaper?
So the thing to understand with the KESS3 is that is over 30 years of development. As I said earlier on, we've got the KESS V2 and the K-Tag, which have now gone into KESS3. When you buy the KESS3, you are getting the largest application range of all of the other tools out there. That's without doubt. So it is the best tool on the market, certainly from the coverage, and from a starting point of view, if it's your first tool, it's the perfect tool because it will give you the widest range of coverage.
So I'm quite a big fan of the KESS3. It's our go-to tool here. I mean, we tune 4 or 5 cars a day, and I know our workshop guys will reach for the tool every time. They like it very, very much. And I think we've sold something like about 2,000 of them all over the world now. Launched 3 years ago. How's the tool generally been perceived?
Very well. We launched it in April 22, and at the beginning there were some minor teething issues. They have been sorted out, and the tool is now in a really good place. It's a really reliable and stable tool. We've sold around 5,000 tools in the UK alone, so there are many more around the world that have been sold by the company, and it's in a much better place.
Generally, I have to say, I find the KESS3 incredibly reliable. I mean, we all know tuning can go wrong from time to time, but what is the warranty situation like? So obviously, if I buy a brand new tool, we've talked about the backup and the training, but what is the actual warranty situation like on the new tool?
So you have a 2-year warranty on the hardware. When you first plug the tool in and you register it and link it up to your account, that will trigger the start of your subscription and your 2-year hardware warranty.
So I've seen recently, the KESS3 was launched with really, really good vehicle coverage, but some other really interesting features have been added now. Dyno Drive is one I know, and it seems to be getting better with things that aren't necessarily just tuning. Talk to us about what else the tool now does.
Yeah, the tool has got some really nice features now that have been added in. So we have Dyno Drive, as you mentioned, which is a power measurement bit of software, which a lot of our customers are using and are saying it's really very accurate. Because it's done on the road, so actually it has got the proper induction on the vehicle, which you can't really create on a rolling road with the best fans in the world. So actually the measurement of the power is extremely accurate.
It's real world performance.
This is almost like a in-car dyno. Is that what we're saying here? So it's actually in the car and you're measuring the brake horsepower of the car?
You're measuring power and torque, yes, that's right. So we have that as a feature. We've also got a DTCs feature in the tool now. So it measures or reads and displays the SAE DTC codes, giving you a description and the ability to erase them if you need to.
So this is diagnostic trouble codes we're particularly talking. So P codes and things within the ECU.
So the bespoke manufacturer P codes, it will list them. It doesn't give you a description on those and you can't delete them, but it will at least highlight any codes that are stored in the vehicle, but on the standard or generic, as some people refer to them, SAE codes, it will actually give you a full code description and the ability to erase them as well.
That's probably a really nice feature having if you're tuning, and have that ability in the car with you while you're tuning. That's nice to have.
It means that you don't have to switch between tools. A lot of the tuners out there will know that it's quite frustrating when you've got a tuning tool plugged in, you have to unplug that and then reach for a diagnostic tool to potentially check for any codes that are stored, then go back to your tuning tool. Now it's all in one tool.
Okay. And did I hear rumour of data logging perhaps coming this year?
You did. We have data logging that will be coming along later in the year. We're really excited about that and looking forward to it because it is a feature that a lot of people are crying out for. There are some other tools out there that are doing this, and we are just getting everything developed and finalised before we launch that to make sure that it's right and we're happy with the product. And then once that launches, we've got a tool that pretty much covers everything off. So yeah, we're very excited about that.
So more good things to come.
Absolutely.
We touched on Powergate 4 earlier. Can we just dive back into that a little bit more? Because this is quite a new tool again, isn't it? So it's all changed a little bit at the moment. I've been using Powergate 3 for absolutely years. And what we're really talking about here is a tool that enables the customer with the car to tune his own vehicle remotely. If we can just touch on Powergate 4, what's different? How is it better than 3? How has the technology improved?
Technology-wise, massive improvement. Powergate 4 is controlled through an app, so the user just uses their phone, their smart device. So it connects to the tool using Bluetooth, and then it has also got a Wi-Fi functionality so that it can do the files transaction with the tuner. So it's a lot simpler from the end user's point of view, but also from the tuner's point of view, it makes life a lot easier as well. There's a files repository on the cloud, which allows them to do the files management and automated files responding as well. So saving them a lot of time and work.
So I'm a customer, owner of a vehicle, and I've got one of these devices. I'm now changing the map, my own tuning. Sounds a little bit scary, but I'm sure it's probably not. And I'm doing that from my phone. How many different maps, how many different settings can I have on my car, on my device?
So there are 4 different modified file settings. So the tuner can dictate what files the end user has access to depending on what they've purchased, and it's a very simple thing to do on the cloud, as I said, in the files repository system that we have. So yeah, as a tuner, you could be offering stage 1, 2, 3 and 4, having those all on the system, and the end user has then got the ability to select between the file that they want to use and install on their own vehicle, or restore it back to the original settings.
So you can go back to stock any time that you want, maybe for a warranty repair or service time or something like that. Get your kit vehicle back, and you can now go back and choose another map off your phone, as it were, and load onto the vehicle.
Yeah, and another benefit is we can easily reset the tool. So if you sell your car and you buy a new car, reset the Powergate 4 and you can use it on your new car.
Well, I've really enjoyed that. There's quite a lot of information to take on. If somebody's seen this and they're interested in getting in contact with you, how do they reach you guys?
You can contact us at the office at Silverstone, give us a call, drop us an email, ask to speak to Charlie or myself, and we're happy to help and answer everybody's questions.
Absolutely. Contact details on the screen.
That's great, guys. Thank you very much for joining us, mate. I've really enjoyed that. I hope it was of interest to anybody watching. And as the guys say, if you've got any further questions, drop them an email, give them a call. I know they'll be happy to help.